Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Barbells and Banter. This is episode 22, and as you can see, Bobby's doing his steps,
Very slowly,
very slowly,
about 100 steps a minute. No, an hour.
100 steps an hour. We have Antu on as the guest for this week.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry, I'm quite tired, but we'll get this done. I forgot how I start some of these.
You need an intro. That's the next thing. You need
I
to
need an
start your
intro.
intro.
Yeah.
Need a
Shall we
theme
just-
song.
Stick it into AI.
AI slop.
Josh would hate it.
Oh,
Yeah.
should we just jump right in? Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.
Do you want to introduce yourself for anybody who doesn't know you, for the minor few?
Well, I'm Anthony, part of the NIPF. I'm the finance director at the moment. So I'm helping out, school competitions, competitor as well, compete in as much as I can. And I'm a master lifter now as well. So that's the short bit of it.
So it means you hate juniors and sub juniors.
Never taken up that young.
And did you win best lifter at Masters? Did you not?
Yeah, one best left at I think most of the competitions I've done.
just casually. Yeah.
You're just collecting SPD gear.
That's what it is.
He's
I
got a
like bringing a trophy.
He's got
He's
a secret Vinted account to sell all of
he's making money in these competitions.
Still to the SBD, to the guy that collects the singlets.
Aye.
Yeah.
The ultimate sort of.
You mean Harry Leavesley?
Yeah.
Harry Leavesley has too many singlets.
He also buys everything he sees off Vinted and resells it.
Oh, okay.
He makes a $5 on each item. he'll buy socks for 15 quid and sell it for money, something like that.
How did you get into powerlifting?
Well, I've known about powerlifting since I was 17. I used to be a fitness instructor, and whenever this was going back 28 years ago, and you used to have to go to tech or college for a year, and then they put you in a placement. So I worked in Hollywood in a gym there, and used to go to tech one day a week. And one of the guys I was on the course with was actually a powerlifter. So he was a guy called Justin, and he competed over British and stuff like that. And we became good friends. And he would come to my gym, do a wee bit of training with us. And I was always I could always beat him in bench and deadlift, but he was a better squatter than me. And he was saying about taking it up, but it was never something I was interested in because I played football until I was 35. So was always at the gym from then. And then about 8 years ago, I was at the gym and Justin was there again at a Pure Gym, or it was a Fitness First back then. No, it was Pure Gym. And he was there with a guy, Ivan. And I was saying to him, I'm thinking about taking up the strongman. And he goes, Anthony, you're too small. You're not on gear. You're not compete, because he would be good friends with Glenn Moss. He's like, too small for it. So he goes, have you ever thought about doing powerlifting? Yeah, man, I've heard about it, and it is something, but I can't squat because I had surgery on my shoulder, so I can't hold the barbell on my back. He goes, give it a try, try and do what you can. You might not be able to get a good grip on it, but do it. So I've done it for about a month, and he's like, there's a competition coming up in the Old Valley Leisure Centre. He's like, enter that and just see how you get on. So that was my first comp. I went, entered it. I remember George Miller and being there. And Ivan was like, yeah, Anthony's doing this competition. He's strong. George is like, well, there's a couple of strong boys here, see how he gets on. I ended up doing that. and won my first competition. And I mean, there was good competition, and I think there was Marty Cummins was doing a few. I was competing against him. He was in my weight class, and a few other boys, and ended up winning that. And actually, George and Ricky said to me, Anthony, that's a good total. You might get selected for the home nations team. From that first, I was like, "Fuck, this is sport." You can get to compete. This is dead on. And done my second competition a couple of months later and bombed out on squat.
Who needs squats anyway?
He squat.
Oh,
So from that, I've
I'll
been
say
hooked,
nothing.
and I think I've done every single competition for about 3 or 4 years.
What age did you do your first competition?
36, I think, 36, 37.
Okay. What
It was
what weight category were you still in the 105s or was that different?
105, yeah, always been 105. So I've started the first one, 105. I think it's totaled about maybe about 680, something about that. I know I squatted 170, benched 190, and then deadlifted 270, 280, something like that. So benched more than I could squat.
That's mental.
Starting off the way Bobby wants to end.
I'll be happy with the 190. I'll be happy with the 190 bench.
Can get there someday.
Oh,
Maybe. Yeah, you're probably like name dropping a lot of legends that we have no clue
Yeah.
who they are. Some of those.
Yeah.
I caught on a few. I caught on a few.
You probably know George Villa. He's still kicking around. I think he's down with the Irish now. Justin, he wouldn't be much. No, he actually doesn't do anything in the last 20 odd years, so he doesn't. And then there's Ivan, who you probably see him at the competitions with me. He would usually handle me if I ever done local ones, and he'd always be there helping out in the background. He'd maybe do a bit of spotting and loading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he would, but say Ivan's 67 now, so he is. So, whenever he was doing the powerlifting, he was in his 30s and 40s.
Equipped.
I'm looking at you, Bobby.
Yeah.
All equipped.
Indeed.
You have at what point did you realize that you could sort of do it at a high level? Was it when you did your first comp and qualified for home nations, or?
Yeah, that was the first time. That's whenever I thought, I should have took up the sport years ago. Whenever I did, as I say, I knew at that point there, I knew about it for about 18 years, but never done anything about it. And then I was like, just do as many competitions as I can. Don't say no to nothing. So you get invited to home nations, and then I got invited to they used to have All Ireland, so you represent Ulster. So I've done that, competed in that, and then I got an invite from the Irish team to compete at Western Europeans. I think that was just after my first year, and I've done the Western Europeans. I think I finished about 5th or 6th, and then done it the following year, won it. Then just competed internationally and as many competitions as I can.
I think if you get the if you get the invite, you sort of have to go. It's like you can't turn down these big opportunities. Like,
but even small opportunities, even if somebody says just do a competition, just do as many as you can.
Should have done nationals. Should
Yeah.
have done
nationals. Johnny, you learned this guy.
Yeah.
You learned to squat somewhere along the way from then to now.
Yeah, slightly got a little bit better at the squat.
Johnny, do you want to ask the next one?
What was it like stepping onto the world's platform, whether it be Masters or Opens, for the first time?
Do you know what? There's no difference between that and doing a local competition. Before you go out to squat, your legs give way. Like I'm in the back, in the back. If you ask anybody in the back room, I'm being sick. So I am like the nerves get to me. Even at the bench press competition, MCI,
We
I'm in
had
the back,
some Instagram questions about that.
Yeah, dry heaving. So I just the
Oh,
nerves get me. Even if I know I'm going to win a competition by 200 kilos, the nerves get to me, and I'm dry heaving. And if you go to the toilet in your bathroom and it smells like shit, that makes it worse.
Have you never got over that?
Never got over it.
And
The
do you know how
Christians
many
there.
competitions you're in? Do
What's that, sorry?
you know how many competitions you've lifted in?
It would be close to 30, I'd say, probably.
let me just do a quick
Open
check.
powerlifting's a great
Oh,
thing for this.
open powerlifting NIPF. You're literally at the top, so it's the easiest thing ever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
What is it? Your
16,
goal? Your
17,
goal should be
18,
the least
19,
amount of
20,
clicks on open powerlifting.
21,
You want to have man,
24,
age
25,
class,
26,
weight class.
Yeah,
One,
I'm sort of
30,
pages in open powerlifting.
31, 32,
he's still
34,
counting.
35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. There's about 45 competitions here.
Okay, 45.
You don't say no to a competition.
Don't say
Most
no.
competitions in the whole Fed.
Do you
Probably.
know what? It probably is. But in the last, and I have been selective in the last sort of 4 or 5 years because I'm getting older. I can't do as many competitions. So I haven't actually done a local competition in a while.
Yeah.
So I haven't, a three lift because I'm always doing couple of internationals and home
Yeah.
nations. But I will get back to doing local ones. But, I'm always helping out at them rather
Yeah,
than.
so it kind of takes up your time.
I think
Yeah.
once you get into the cycle of British nationals qualify
Yeah.
for an Masters Worlds, and then the next one's British nationals again, and just repeat.
Repeat the cycle.
I think it's easy to miss those.
Yeah.
um,
So as I
local.
said, I'd like to do. I see the prizes on offer, the SBD stuff, and I'm like, yeah.
You're like,
I think I got that.
I could show up for an RP7 day and go take that. What was it? NIPF
I'm gonna
Central put
ruin
up.
somebody's day.
Dana has a load of SPD stuff back in her
Oh,
house.
Full
Um,
wardrobe.
do you find you enjoy the local competitions more than the internationals, or what way about?
I enjoy going to internationals because I got a break from the kids. So you get 4 or 5 days, 6 days away, and you can actually get some sleep. So you can. I'm saying I don't
Everybody
sleep
seems
the
to
night
hate their
before a
kids.
competition. Yeah, once you have kids, man, it's hard. So it is. But no, I enjoy both of them. So do I, just as much. I like. Say, but both of the competitions, I don't wear earphones, so I'm chatting away in the back to everyone. So
Yeah.
same as internationals, you do have the people that'll put their headphones on, but then they'll get me sit beside them and I'll start chatting to them, and then they realise they have to take it off. And,
Like,
and
I'm not
the
gonna
local
stop talking to
ones,
you until you take your headphones off.
yeah, you can see it all the time. I think it annoys some people, but then some people, it makes it easier for them afterwards. I'm like, do you know what? I should start chatting more and being more
Yeah.
happier in the back. Because that's the
Yeah.
other thing. I don't psych myself up hitting the bar or anything like that before you go to
Yeah,
lift, because it's a waste of energy.
Yeah.
you're just smiling.
Yeah, that's
Where
it.
where do you obviously you've had the privilege of traveling a lot of places because of powerlifting. Where do you think is the best and worst place that you've been taken to in powerlifting?
Well, the best. I like Canada.
You
So
do?
I went to St. John's. Now there's not much in St. John's, but it was the best crack you've ever had, just with the people I went away with. And even the traveling was good fun. They put us on the world's smallest airplane from Toronto, or no, Halifax to St. John's. I think there was only maybe 7 or 8 seats in it.
Oh no.
I'm the worst flyer of all time.
105 and 120s are sinking that thing.
Yeah,
It's going down.
I'd say that was probably the best. The worst, maybe my first in Norway in the Western Europeans, because it was like last minute the Irish team got a place at it. So we weren't in the team hotel. They put us in a hotel. Saying that actually the traveling to it was good, but the hotel was awful. It was like the bed was half the size of a single bed, and they had the smallest pillow, and there was
Bed
nobody
for a
else at the
59.
hotel apart from about 3 or 4 of us. So that was awful. But
It wasn't
most
made
of
for powerlifters.
Malaga was a good one. In Spain, that was a real good one as well. That would probably actually be better in Canada.
Because there's obviously like they have, I'm sure they have contracts with locations and venues, and it sort of repeats, and they're like circling them around. I know that Sub Junior and Junior Worlds is in where Commonwealth was in 2 years ago, and I was
Yeah.
messaging the boys like, enjoy it, take your time, go to the Nando's. It's like £3.
Oh, I that
PS
was
get
good.
me
South
one of them
Africa.
world shirts. That's why I
Yeah,
have
South
that.
Africa was good, so it was as well. I forgot about South Africa. Well, how can I forget about it? This is Bobby Day.
Wish I was there.
I wasn't there actually. It's my alter ego.
I spent too much time with Bobby that holiday.
I told you not to come. I was like, I'm fine.
Oh, we'll get to
Um,
that.
we'll get.
Uh,
Um,
which meet meant the most to you and why? If you can choose one, out of the 45 odd.
Probably winning my first Worlds. My only Worlds? No, one Worlds. No, sorry. My second Worlds in South Africa. So it was the first one I won. The Masters was in Sweden, but there was no Americans there.
yeah,
And then the second one was in South Africa, and
Yep.
it was I was against. It was between me and LS McLean. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I'm looking it up in
So
powerlifting as we speak.
LS McLean won Open Worlds as a 93, and he can bench. I think I've seen him benching 220 odd. So he has. So I won that. I think that meant the most because that was somebody that I've heard of before. People had mentioned LS McLean to me because he used to be good friends with. I'm terrible with names. Colin Knight. So he did. He unfortunately passed away a few years ago, but he was big in the NIPS. So I think them two were good friends. So yeah, so that was a good one because they actually beat him. It was a top name.
yeah. You're sort of like a giant killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird chatting to you because it's like this guy has so much lore behind him.
Yeah.
Like when you're a few competitions deep and you're only starting to get into the federation, you don't know the sort of mammoths of the sport that is around you. But just hearing you say like, oh, yeah, winning my second worlds was pretty cool.
That's kind of why I started this podcast, to be fully honest.
There's a
Yeah.
lot
But
of
to be honest, I still feel like I'm new at the sport, even though I've done 45 competitions. Each competition I
Yeah.
feel, there's people at the competition that I feel like I've done a lot more than myself until you actually went out there 45. But yeah,
yeah. The goal
Um,
is Masters 4 World Champion.
yeah.
That should be the goal for everyone.
It's just to stick at it. So it is to stay active. There's people that say that have been in it, like Ricky Mullen's been in it a lot longer than me, so he has. And, people like Claire Conway that still helps out at competitions. I want to be at it like them, is sort of always be seen to be helping out
Yeah.
and just be involved.
Johnny, you ready for the next one?
I was actually wondering if you were going to ask it. Are there any specific setbacks that were hard to bounce back from?
Um, Injuries. My shoulder, I need a shoulder replacement. That's a hard one. You can't train as hard as usual or
Yeah.
sleep or do anything. But not really. Bombed out a couple of competitions, nationals once, open nationals.
What did you bomb out for?
Competition. Open Irish one was I hurt my back on my last squat and I couldn't get my open bench in. I just had no power, just my back had gone so I had completely. So I was probably good for one bench and then I would have had to lower my deadlifts, but I was just done.
Yeah.
So
I think
you know,
I think statistically in 45 competitions you're bound to you're bound to
yeah.
miss a couple of them. Some unfortunate situations will happen.
I don't intend to anymore. I think that's once I got the second one, I'm like never bombing that again.
You're gonna say once I got the third one, I'm never bombing out again. Um,
Oh,
but yes, we have not had that experience yet.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I don't recommend it.
I'll keep my my like 2 missed lifts out of the 18 I've done. I just want
you're
9
not
to
trying
90.
hard enough, Johnny.
Well, blame it on the attempt selection, okay? Not my fault.
Um, how did you bounce back from bombing out? Was it just get back in the gym, sign up for the next competition, and get your
Yeah,
head down?
say it was at a time. I say it was a few years ago, but I done every competition. So that's what I would do the next competition, get over it, just correct. My squats weren't low enough. Now, I don't know if you remember the old referees, Duke and Desi. Well, you probably
Yeah.
don't, but you might have heard of them. So you had to be sitting on the ground before they would give you a white light. So I had them both on the sides, and the centre ref kept giving me a white light, and the two at the side kept giving me reds. Even the referees, the technical ref and anybody else was there, like Anthony, at least the second and third one were down afterwards. But unfortunately, that's the way it goes sometimes, if you're
Yeah.
not. So from that day on, I always put my squats down, ass to the grass, and you just learn from it. And then again, I probably should have dropped my bench for the second time. I bombed out, because my back I could barely sit down. I had to get helped up whenever I done my first bench. So I should have probably dropped my opener.
Did you come
So
out for deadlifts that competition, or did you just scratch it, leave it?
the one I done my back in, scratched it. I don't like scratching. Like the first one I bombed out at, I continued on through the competition. But the second time, my back was gone, so I could barely stand up.
It's probably a smart idea.
Yeah.
The next question was, what do you think is your worst lift of the 3? But I think we've already clarified it was squats.
Yeah.
So we're just
Go
going to
on,
carry
70 kilo
on.
squat. Yeah.
It's the only one I don't have the open record for. So,
Who has it?
Jack.
Did
So
you get it
there's,
off of him?
yeah, I think he's got like 5.5 kilos above me. But
Oh,
for being my worst, I may get it one day. But saying that his squat, he'll be squatting over 300 soon. I think
but
he might do it.
the real question is, who has more competitions? And
Okay,
who
you
has
can't hold on to a
more?
deadlift. he can't hold on to a deadlift, and
There's
he's gonna lose to me on bench next year. So
Yeah, or else you're shaving your head.
Jack's irrelevant.
yeah. Well, I
Trevor's
say
already
he
pretty
needs my
confident this is going to
competition.
happen.
105, 105s are getting interesting because obviously, like you had Richie pop up out of nowhere, totaling
Yeah,
700 plus, and then getting to Small Nations, and then
nationals.
going from there. And obviously, he's going to be getting a lot
Almost.
better quite fast with newbie
Yeah.
powerlifting.
Well,
Um,
it's good to see because Jack and Richie, to say they may, to say in a few years, they should overtake me, and it'll be good to see other ones coming through. And I say I expect both of them, they've still got a lot of growing to do, and they're improving every competition.
I feel like
Maybe not Richie's bench. I don't know if he'll ever bench 215, but
I feel like
Maybe
you get a kick
eventually.
in the ass if I don't say that Aiden is also probably coming up.
I'd say
oh,
so.
yeah.
And who is it? Joe Piper,
Yeah,
the guy with the great
he's
hair
more
that was
he's more
talking about him.
bodybuilding though.
I think he was bodybuilding because he was injured, but he's coming. He
Yeah.
says he's coming back for Aiden's.
You've also got who's the 93 junior or sub junior?
Adam Galt.
Adam Galt. Yeah,
Adam Bolt. So
And then
he's
there's
got some.
Maverick.
So he
eventually.
might. I'd say Adam Galt. You know, if he bulks up, he could easily.
Eventually. He's thick though. He's already a big
Yeah.
boy at 93
Yeah.
kilos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember walking around
looked
the
like-
water park and in South Africa, and the workers was like, "How old are you?" He's like 14.
Well, he's buying 20 cigarettes.
But the fact that he can't like go to these internationals is quite funny.
Yeah.
Because like obviously he'd get an invite to home nations and small nations if he met the criteria, but just because he's under 18, it's the same for Maverick. Maverick out totals all the open 74s at the minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, some strong kids coming up in the NIPF to watch out for in
Yeah.
how many weeks? 4 weeks?
7?
Yeah, it's not
Or what-
long.
Or is it
It's
no, that's 3 or 4? I
It's
think Maverick's
because
got
we
2
are-
week.
I think it's only a couple of weeks away because we are like 7 or 8 weeks away from Commons, and then they're basically just doing a block
I think
into
it's like
and then
3
a
weeks
block
because
Commons.
Sub Junior Worlds is this month.
Yeah, it's soon.
Yeah.
So
Let me just fact check.
watch on
And
YouTube.
who's competing at that? Adam and Maverick.
Adam
Maverick.
and
Just
Maverick.
Adam.
So he-
Adam and Maverick.
Maverick just made the cut.
Oh,
He
did we?
Yeah, he got I
second
think
choice.
second or third round invite.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has a very, very strong competition in that the guy that was competing against him benched like 175 kilos at sub juniors nationals, and which is like 5 kilos over the open, not open, but over the world record.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, he just came out at a bad time. He would have won it if he came any other
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, at least he's
Maverick
going to
just
nationals,
finished
you know.
week 2, so it should be like 2 or 3 weeks ish. Something like that.
That's one of the things that I say that a lot of people should do, and it seems to have been in the last few years. A lot of people are doing is nationals. Like a lot of juniors and sub juniors are starting to do British nationals, the Masters team, and even the Open team. I've had a lot more entries in the last couple of years,
Yeah.
and as long as you're competing, you're always in with a shout if that line goes, you know, of getting an invite to Worlds or Europeans or something like that. You know, they'll
Yeah.
go down the list, and if you're down that list and the other ones haven't took the invite, then there's always the chance of getting that invite
Yeah.
Yeah,
to these
I know.
competitions.
I know a mate of mine that is from Newcastle that I bumped into when I was visiting my girlfriend, and she pulled out of bench nationals because she had 4 people nominated ahead of her, 5 kilos ahead, and they were benching 100, 102, and all 4 of them bombed out in the day. And I was
Yeah.
like, you could have went and had a really
You could've
easy
went
day.
and won, like
Um,
one
but
through
yeah.
the door and won.
if
How
you
the
don't,
invite to Worlds.
if you don't put your name in the hat, you
Yeah.
can't you can't get there.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say a minute ago that Adam Galt would look like an Ashton Ruska as a 105.
Yeah.
Adam
what was
nearly
the other
bombed out
thing?
in nationals. He was
Yeah.
very, very close to not going.
Oh yeah, the other thing was I think we would have seen so many more sub juniors at British Nats this year if it didn't just so happen to be like around the time A levels started when GCSE.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
but that's the competition's always on the weekend, aren't they?
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
nobody's doing an exam
That's
on
the
a
reason I
Saturday
didn't do
afternoon.
nationals, but that's because I actually kind of needed to have an academic login and not focus on
think-
nationals.
I think a couple of people. Well, I think sub juniors ran from Thursday to Sunday. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it was Saturday, Sunday. But
yeah,
like,
it was Thursday to
someone-
Sunday.
if someone has an exam on like Friday, have to fly, stay, compete at
Mm,
9 a.m. the next morning, weigh in, all that crack while revising and stuff.
Yeah.
I think people were giving off that it was badly timed, but it's very hard to time it with the competition calendar
Yes,
because
yeah.
you have to have nationals far enough out that you see who's strongest, but not enough that it fatigues you that takes out of your world's performance.
Yeah.
Um, So it sort of has to be there, but
Yeah.
we're not going to change anything in this podcast, I don't think.
I'll say, unless you've got an exam on the same day and compete, you should be fine.
Yeah. Day before, sweet. Just think about nationals,
Sonny,
the full way for the
bring
exam.
it as a motion to British to the British
No,
AGM.
no.
That's something you should do.
Here, I'm done A levels. I don't have to care anymore.
Exactly.
That's the if it was AS levels, I would have done nationals. So what accessories have had the biggest carryover to your total? Just a couple of specific.
I don't do accessories.
Oh my
Like, literally, I think I used to do lat pull downs because I never deadlifted.
Right, how
So
come?
I used to do lat pull downs because I never deadlifted. For the first couple of years of powerlifting, I never did deadlifts in training, so I do lat pull downs. But I
You would
literally
just rock up and
I
dead.
don't have time to do accessories. I get an hour and 50. It's gone up. If the wife listens, she'd be like, "You're there for longer than an hour. You're there for an hour and 15 minutes." But that's traveling to the gym and back. And
Yes.
sometimes there can be 4 or 5 of us working on the same bench or the same squat back. So I have enough to do my squats and then get home, my bench, get home. Maybe if I have a better time and the cable machines are there, I'll maybe do a couple of flies on the way out. Deadlifts, I do deadlifts and then I'm done. I can't do anything else. And that's it. And then on a Thursday, literally talking, maybe do a couple of bicep curls.
So you're telling me
How
if I
many?
walk up to Ricky Mullen the next time I see him, he's gonna say he doesn't do accessories, or is he gonna say he does accessories? Because
Ricky Mullet. Oh, me?
no, Rick. If I
Oh,
go up to
Ricky.
Ricky Mullen, will he say that he does accessories?
I'd say Ricky does accessories. I don't do accessories.
Do you train 2 times a week?
No, I actually train 5 times a week.
Oh well,
Okay,
it's
so
spread
I'd say on a Sunday, I do squats on a Sunday morning. And then Monday, I do deadlifts. Tuesday, bench. Wednesday, squatting again. And then Thursdays, it's literally, I'm there for 45 minutes and it's just to talk, really.
Yeah.
And maybe do some bicep curls or some shoulder pressing or something like that, or some flies. But it's just literally, it's a chat.
I don't want to I don't want to paint the picture to young lifters that you go 2 times a week and you
No, no.
quickly do your squats, quickly do your bench, and then do some lat pull downs for your deadlifts. That will not work for you.
No, but it's literally no accessories. Just do and it's the same for everything. I do the same exercise, so it's 8 reps, 6 reps, 4 reps, 2 reps, 1 rep. That's me finished.
You do 1 rep every accessories, or is this?
No, this is my lift. So like I'll go in squat, 60 kilos for 8, 100 kilos for 6, 140 for 4, 180 for 2, and then I'll every week. So we seem to have a competition sort of every 8, 9 weeks, 10 weeks.
Mhm.
So I'll add 5 kilos onto my single every week until I get to my near top end, and then take a week off and then compete. So I'll do that for squat, bench, deadlift, increase by 5 kilos each week.
There's many ways to skin a cat.
Yeah, I've been doing it for years, and it's try and get it done as quick as possible in and out.
Yeah. Guys, don't spend 4 hours in the gym.
I say, well, what can you do in 4 hours in the gym? People say
do a
to
bit of
spend.
SPD.
Nah, that's too long. You've got life as well.
Most I've spent is 3 hours, really.
Is it?
Yeah, but that's if I have no work that day and
That's
I'm in the gym
lies,
for
Johnny.
SPD.
That's lies.
No, it's not. I could
That's
pull up my
lies.
workout app like.
I went to Gainforth today. I did my squats. I did my bench. I then went and got a motion. Came back and did my accessories.
Do you not have stuff to do outside the gym?
Yeah.
You gotta live life as well.
Yeah, but I got to 8 and I like training, so I train.
Most of Bobby's day is eating.
What's my days eating? Don't tell Michael.
And he's eating while he's walking. What's the point of eating while you're walking?
I walk so I can eat. I don't eat so I can walk.
Oh,
Anyway,
do you usually find it hard to make weight, or is it easy?
Easy. I always set around between 103 and 105. So I've never had to lose weight. Maybe I came back from holiday the day before bench, and I weighed myself when I got about 6 or 7 o'clock once I got in, and I was 105.2.
So
So it
literally
was,
bang on, near enough.
yeah, that's from an all inclusive for 10 days in Ibiza, So it was 105.2.
Class.
Where I started to panic because I always set around 104 a couple of days out. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I woke up in the morning, I was 104.4. So
Yeah.
didn't need to worry about that. But yeah, I've never struggled with making weight. I've gone to competitions. I remember my first one in Norway with the Irish team. I don't know what was his name, Pierce. There was a guy, Pierce, he lives in Australia now. And he went away with a suitcase with all his food in it. That he was going to eat for the couple of days we were there. He had noodles and rice puddings and stuff. And I'm like, man, like I like to go away and not have to worry, just eat out every day. And I think he made weight easy. So he did. It's just that he travels with his food because he's that.
who was it? I think when we were in South Africa, Daniel Allen was giving off about someone that had showed up in the 93 kilo class and they touched down at like 98 or something off the plane, and it was like a it was a struggle to make weight, I think, but they did eventually. And I remember talking to people. I remember talking to people in Nando's the day before they were competing, and they were like, "Yeah, I've been trying to find." I've been trying to find a diuretic to try and get everything out of my system. I'm not going to make weight and all this.
Of all the places to go to, South Africa with that cheap food, the steak, the Nando's,
Oh, so nice. You
yeah,
the
It's meant
the
to lure you in
milkshake.
so you can't make weight.
yeah.
Oh, the tempt
Just you get your T-bone steak for what, 10 quid?
Oh,
You
Oh,
can beat it.
beautiful.
free protein. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
And I walked up and got like after my competition I got 12 pack of Krispy Kreme donuts for like a fiver or something like
Yeah.
that.
That little stall in the middle of the shopping centre.
Yes. This is why we go to internationals, Johnny. We go to eat.
Yeah, great. Taste of
Taking notes
local
as we speak.
cuisines.
I'll pull out of the bench cup.
Local cuisines as in Nando's and Krispy Kreme.
The
Oh,
steakhouses.
Oh, it was
that I
lovely.
can settle with. Is there anything in particular that's been the funniest thing that happened to you at a meet? Besides throwing up.
I'm just picturing that photo of you and Lisa.
Oh, rub my back. Yeah, that's it. Everyone seems to rub my back because after squats, sometimes my back goes, and you know, go any competition with Lisa is actually good fun as well. So it is. Lisa can make a competition, especially
Yeah.
if she's handling you.
Oh god.
But she steered me right too many times.
Just rubbed your back many a
He-
time.
Healing hands.
Magic
Otterman.
hands.
It
Otterman.
wasn't a dipper's loop.
What has changed in the sport the most since you began?
Everything's on social media now.
Hmm.
So it is everybody's living their life, the training, you can get so much information. I'd
Do you
say
think
that's the biggest thing. And people, I'd say just putting up stuff on social media,
do you see
which
that as a good thing or a bad thing?
probably a bad thing because you get the good and the bad.
Mm,
People air the dirty laundry, and a lot of people forget that there's a person behind the screen whenever they're doing
yeah,
that. And back in the day, if you said something to somebody's face, you'd risk getting a punch in the nose.
yeah.
But people think it's all right to put it online,
And then
so
there's
they
no
do.
consequence.
Exactly. I think that's
Yeah,
the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I
There's
do
these
agree.
there,
Sort of.
But
there's always
There
there's
is
always good
obviously the
and
good and
bad
bad,
to everything.
but I feel like you saying it's a bad thing is probably more justified because it's the good and the bad, and you can't only have the good. So if there's both, then it's more so a
yeah,
bad thing. The
and
way I
it
see
might
it.
be also because I don't post a lot, so I don't.
Mm,
If I was younger and you know living that life, and you can do so much with social media now as well. People have careers on it.
yeah,
I'd probably be more used to it or understand it a little bit better, but I don't. I'm 45 now, so it's
yeah. You
not.
don't need it.
I don't need it exactly.
But then I think I will play devil's advocate and say the sport wouldn't be where it's at today
Like
without
promotion.
Instagram, even social media and how accessible the information is and how accessible training is and stuff like that.
Yeah, and a whole
But
lot of
I
people
definitely
have
see the
definitely
bad as
found
well.
sport from it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, the numbers aren't massively different in
Mm,
Northern Ireland. It's probably around the world it has got bigger through social media and stuff like that, but it was always a big-ish sport in the weightlifting community. I'd say back 20 odd years ago, I knew a lot of powerlifters. I used to do the door when I was 17 with a guy, Brian Irwin, that I think has the 120
yeah.
plus records. So he does, yeah, he has the 120 plus records. And I mean, there was people back then, that you all used to do it. I think it's good and bad, sort of.
do you think
But
we do you think the younger lifters don't know how big of a sport it is and don't realize that it's actually coming from a long line of history? I know that Ricky is putting together a big thing of Northern Ireland's history in powerlifting, and it's dating back a long, long time. Do you think that that's people don't realize that?
yeah, I think it's because it has got a lot more, even with the running of the competitions, it's a lot more glitz. Everything's being streamed now, and you have all the best equipment. Everything's IPF approved whenever you're lifting. Whereas if you look back and all that old stuff, they had whatever weights they could get, whatever bar they could get, a rack if they could get it.
Can
So
you
it's a lot more visually appealing now as well, which
yeah?
is
Do you watch the video that Josh put up on the NIPF channel?
yeah. I seen part of it, sort of.
I watched some of it and I was like, I can't count those plates. They're just putting plates on
I
plates.
don't even know if I
50
saw it.
kilo plates and stuff like that. And you don't even know the thickness of it. It was hard to tell what they were lifting.
We need to make squats deep again. I was watching that video and everyone's ass to the floor like it's nothing compared to now where you're sort of just riding that line.
Exactly.
Um, and everyone has wraps on, but their wraps aren't that tight and they're sort
Yeah.
of just
It's just
oh,
bandages, isn't it? They went to the hospital and got some bandages wrapped around their knees.
Well, I mean,
it
that's
was
quite
so
ballsy to say as somebody who got their first squat overturned at nationals.
that's what I'm saying. We all ride the line.
Yeah.
A lot of people ride the line. Some people think it like Anto, like smart man. I like to miss my opener and then jump 15 kilos. um,
Yeah, that's become the trend.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'd never do. If I miss me opener, I'm taking it again.
Well, to be fair,
uh,
he didn't like miss it. Obviously, he got overturned just for depth.
depth.
So
It was fair. It was very fair.
yeah,
My last one was
so
on the line as well. I remember the
Yeah,
jury discussing it.
it can get into your mind as well, because you're relying on once you go up. That's one of the things I try never to do. Even like if I'm helping somebody else, like I don't know if you know Big Sam,
Yeah, man.
Atupu,
Mitchell.
no
No,
Sam Atupu. He won the
Yeah.
20
Oh yes,
plus.
yes.
Like I was handling him, helping him out. He missed his first
Oh.
squat. I was like, take it again. Missed
Well,
the
it was
second. Take this
Take it
again.
taking me in and run back.
Yeah, you're not going up and wait until you get your movement in.
You are
Oh,
not
well,
going up.
it was a situation that we had to do. We had no choice basically.
Yeah.
It was like we either qualify for commons or we don't. So
Well,
bomb out. Or I was like, I'm willing to risk bombing out.
Yeah.
But I didn't. We were
that's
fine.
good.
Uh,
It all
and
worked out well in the end.
I've got into heels for Commonwealth, and I'm filming from a side angle a lot more often, and I'm being a bit more strict with myself. I think you only make that mistake once or
Yeah.
twice
Yeah.
or three times, maybe if you're stupid.
I'm actually getting on to a few of the ones that I got from Josh because I like to do a little bit of snooping. What's it like being a former world record holder with the Masters 105 deadlift, and do you plan to try and take the record back at Commonwealths?
Yeah. I'm going to try and do every competition. So, yeah.
Not specifically Commonwealths.
It all depends. As long as I don't hurt my back on squats, then I'm gonna try it, attempt it at Commonwealths. So it's a goal. I'd like to get sort of over 360 eventually. So I'm gonna have to start with 351. But
Would
yeah,
you ever would you ever take it easier on squats just to set yourself up for a bigger deadlift, or is that something that you wouldn't consider?
no, it's something I would consider. I'm actually thinking about doing that at Commonwealths because hopefully I should. It's about, I should win it on my openers, the competition.
Yes.
And so I might not push squats and then try and get that record back, because the kids are all disappointed that I've lost it. The wee one's like, Daddy used to be the
It used to
strongest.
be.
I don't like you
Used to have a
anymore.
world record.
Yeah, it's definitely an option for you if you have that spread on people and
Yeah.
like go out, take a very conservative squat,
Like
Yeah.
as
bench
long as you
something
get
big, and
lefts in, then you don't really have to worry about anybody chasing you, sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's something I have been thinking about. But then I guess to that thing where you think, do you know what, that squat record, the Northern Irish one's not too far away.
you get
Jack's about to
greedy,
get a
then
little
you
bit
get
upset. What about your role as finance director? Like, what are your responsibilities, and what else do you do to help out the federation?
Yeah, well, the finance sort of runs itself. So it does. It's just to make sure we have money to pay for whenever there's drug testing, say Commonwealths, make sure there's funds in there to pay for entry fees or whatever we need. If bills need paid, I'm paying all the bills. Uh, I say it's more if somebody asks for something extraordinary, I have to sort of look and go, can we afford it this year? But lucky enough, everyone's been good and nobody's actually asked for anything ridiculous. But
Yeah,
there's always money there for stuff that needs it.
yeah.
So there is, but it's just keeping an eye on, you don't ever want, well, we should never get in debt and we should never have too much money and make sure it's spent on the right things. You
yeah.
say, because at the end of the day, it's the members' money. So if somebody put in for something ridiculous, I'd be like, did it really?
Like, is this right in the eyes of everybody else, sort of thing?
Yeah.
When was the decision made to cover people's costs to nationals? Was that just was people not going over to nationals and then we wanted to promote it? And
Yeah, it was something that I noticed that whenever I was lifting for Irish, a lot of people would do Irish nationals, Irish junior nationals, because it's easy to get to.
Yeah,
So it was something I always noticed. And then the one thing is, whenever people were sort of going Irish, we would lose them as members because they would go to Irish, and then it's sort of an easy pathway to get to international.
yeah,
So it is. So it was actually even before I left the Irish, it was one of the things I put a motion in for is to help pay for cover the costs, of entry fees for anyone wanting to go to British. Now, sometimes it might be £60 or up to £90 now, I think, and then think they start bringing out your drug fee on top of that. But that little bit of help will push more people to maybe consider going over to England or Scotland to compete, and that way we can keep the members in the federation.
Yeah.
If we see another pathway of the British and say if we keep them in British, then they'll stay as NIPF members.
It
Which
definitely was. It definitely was an incentive, like, and it's like it opens up that pathway to younger lifters. Like, I think a lot more sub juniors and juniors, well, more specifically sub juniors, could go over to British than they think. Like, the totals really aren't that high, and going over and get a bit of experience and nationals, and then having part of the cost covered by NIPF, and then maybe it's like a 30 quid flight, and
exactly. I say flights aren't that expensive, and if you really time
Yeah.
it well, you don't have to stay in a hotel for that long, or there's Airbnb. So the cost of going over to England or Scotland isn't that much, and anything that we can help people with, we'll try our best. And this way, I think years ago it used to be on a just if you ask and there's money there, we might provide it. I can remember there was a sub junior or a junior lifter years ago when I first started that the federation gave them some money to go to Worlds or Europeans or something, and then there might be a couple of other lifters, if there's money in there. But I thought, what's a way of more sort of formalising it? That if you go to British, it will help. And we have seen a big uptake in it. The last 2 years, a lot more people. The last 2 years, I've seen a lot more people doing British competitions than I did the 6 years before that.
Yeah.
Sub masters, sub juniors, even open.
Yeah.
I know that like we have went down. Well, I have went down to Irish juniors, and like we rented the Airbnb for 8 people, and we had to drive down, and it was 4 or 5 hour drive, and it probably cost us like 300-ish, 350-ish each, just to go down and watch and stay at a nice place.
Yeah.
And it probably took as long as it would take to get to the airport and get a flight over, and the same amount of money. So I think the body of water just creates an illusion that it's really far away and really hard to get to. But
Exactly.
EasyJet runs 30 quid flights all the time.
Exactly. And as I say, if you go over and you compete and you finish fourth or fifth, there's still that opportunity to get the invite to Worlds, through benching and stuff like that, or even the Open or the Masters, sub juniors, juniors. You don't have to win it to get an invite to Worlds.
No.
So,
And then
it's
again,
not
as Bobby said earlier, like the people nominated ahead of you could just bomb out
exactly. You never know what happens.
or get injured or any of the
As I
sort.
say, I've seen it before. Like maybe the third place person gets an invite, and they might not do anything on the world stage, but it's always good to go out and experience that. Get
You'll
to
be
put
able to
on.
say that you can actually go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like the
Like,
majority
I
of
got selected for Worlds and I went. Like, this is something that not many people get to do.
Exactly.
like the majority of NIPF members aren't going out to win Commonwealth, like, but you're going out to step out in the biggest stage you can and lift to the best standard. And we have world level referees in our federation, so you get ref by them more often, and then it's just good to see and good that we have that opportunity.
Yeah.
It is. It's superb. And there's so many opportunities. I mean, you also have the small nations as well, which is another competition for people to lift at, and you got the home nations. There's so many opportunities for our lifters to represent at a international.
Yeah. So these are the other things that I got from Josh. He said that you tried a bench shirt at the equipped taster session during Nationals weekend in 2025 and you hated it.
Yep.
And he also said that
I could even do 180.
He also said to ask about when you're getting back in the shirt.
I don't know. Do you know what? I might do a bench competition just to get the record.
Sammy's maybe?
Just get me black.
I mean, the loosest shirt you've ever seen in your life. So
Could you
And
not theoretically? Could you not just go and lift raw?
no, I think you have to lift equipped to get the
I know.
equipped.
I know. I've seen a few people go out and do their opener raw and put on a bench shirt
yeah,
and
Yeah, I've seen
um,
that at 3 lifts, so I have, but I don't know if I would never do that. You know,
I don't think it's
it's
morally right.
nah, it's not.
this is just like this just reminded me, Bobby. Do you know Lucas Nelson, who was competing in the same flight as me? He was
Mhm.
down as equipped,
Yeah.
but he competed raw. So he was.
But
Oh,
maybe
was
he
it?
wanted a bench equipped or squat equipped and not one or the other. It doesn't
No,
really make it.
this was for bench only.
He might have
This
put
was
it
at
down and then
Sammy's,
changed his mind, probably.
probably.
Yeah.
Because he was
Oh
lifting
well.
after me or lifting before me a couple times, and I was like, "That guy's raw." And then Josh also said that you used the photo that they took of you as your lifter profile photo for Home Nations one year, as well.
What one?
During the bench shirt picture.
I don't think I did. No, I
Maybe
use the
not
same
nice.
photograph, I think.
Maybe,
It might have been, but I thought I used the same picture I use for every
yeah,
competition.
First Home Nations this year, Isle of Man.
Yeah,
yeah.
Love
that'll be there.
it
Never
looks
been
like
the other man.
great crack. I've seen photos from
From
is it
Lisa.
Lisa?
Yeah,
Uh the Isle of Man Lisa putting up photos being like we're prepping for NI team and it's just
Oh,
a
yeah.
pile of timber
Then the
and
English team was T.
Yorkshire tea.
yeah.
Scottish is Iron Brew or something like that.
Oh,
It's
A
because
lot of
if you ever get the chance to go to Home Nations, that's a good competition to
it
go to.
looks like great
if
crack.
It is. The night afterwards, even better. So there's the night.
Yeah.
we heard from a source, Josh, that the gym you train out of is Pure Gym in Bangor.
Yep.
Are there any fun stories about being a world level athlete, training from a Pure Gym, benching 200 plus and deadlifting 300 plus?
Not really. You do get half the gym stopping whenever you go on for your top single. So everyone watches.
You see all the bumper plates.
Yeah.
Vultures.
I
But
can just imagine squatting with all them bumper plates as well.
yeah, well, saying that we replaced all the bars in the gym with black box bars.
Mm.
And if you've ever used one, it is whippy as hell. And once you put like over 250, the bar bends right round. So you go in and it's shaking like that.
Getting
But
turbulence
luckily
as you're
enough,
walking out.
yeah, they kept one of the old bars. So they used to have uh, these, I think they were about 34 mil bar. So that's what's thicker than a power bar.
Mm.
And so they kept one of the old ones just for me. I have my own bar in the gym.
Happy
I think
days.
a lot of
So,
the pure gyms have power bars now. I
yeah,
know that I was in Coleraine and it had power like 4 or 5 power bars and
yeah, they've all been replaced, but they're all black box power bars, or I think they're black box, but they are so whippy.
whippy.
Mm.
They've got good knurling for deadlifting, but for squatting, I can't use it because it
Mm.
just shakes all over the place.
It sort of shows you that you don't need all this competition standard equipment. And
Yeah,
like I know I keep an eye on like Ashton Rooster's Instagram and he's all over the country all the time using a really whippy bar and bumper plates and he's squatting 400 kilos on competition day. And
And I'm like
arguably the only
105.
reason he
Or
can
like
squat.
120.
I know
yeah,
a lot of people are complaining about the bar at PA Nationals of being really whippy, but I'm sure he was very used to that
yeah.
sort of training environment.
Well,
Mm.
as I say to people, if you use rubbish equipment for your daily, then whenever you go to a competition, it feels like luxury. So it does.
Yeah.
you hear people complaining about warm up areas not having the right equipment, but it's a luxury having any plates. If you
Yeah,
look at those old competitions, all you really need is good plates to go out and do your final lift. Anything you're doing as a warm up, it's just a warm up.
yeah,
You should be able to set as bags of sugar. If they had 100 bags of sugar on each side, and it was all compacted, you're still doing the same movement. So
yeah,
until you're actually on the platform, I don't see a big thing of training with rubbish equipment,
yeah.
bumper plates or that bar.
Is it worth asking what's your best achievement? Because we kind of covered best comp. If you can think of any best achievements.
Being best lifter at all the competitions.
I'd assume so.
Yeah. I'd say best lifter. I didn't get best lifter in South Africa because
I kept you up that morning and you didn't get enough sleep.
because I would love to get best lifter at that one, but because LS McLean missed his second. So I got my second and I thought I'd won it. But
Mm.
then he jumped up higher and got like an extra 15 kilos on his third. So I
Oh,
only need 2.5 kilos to secure a win instead of going for best lifter. So it's better to secure the win. But I'd
Yeah,
love to get best lifter there.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, having the world record was probably my best achievement.
yeah.
The deadlift record, because I've done that at Open Worlds. So it was in Lithuania, and I got the world record there. And afterwards, Enaharu, the Hungarian guy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anna saying.
the guy that deadlifts
Yeah.
like tries 400 every
Yep.
competition and
Yep.
figures.
You were gonna say
Yeah.
deadlift 400, but he tries
He
400.
tries
Here, he
400,
gets off the
but
ground, so
it's impressive. But he came up to me afterwards and goes, "Hey, he got a good deadlift." I'm like,
like that really hit home. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Got complimented
yeah.
by the biggest IPF meme poster on Instagram.
I think I think he's I think he's loaded like 420 kilos before in competition, has he not?
Let me
I
just
I
fact
think he
check
might
this.
have.
I think he did like 2 years ago at Open Worlds. He loaded 420 and got it to 2 inches off the ground. But
No, that's a
it's
lie. It was 4 or 5.
But
was it?
that
It was
competition, I got the deadlift record. I actually had COVID, so then if you listen to the live stream of it, you have that 6 pack lab of that's talking, and
yeah.
but if you hear him, all you hear is me in the back coughing all the way through. So it is even when I went out for my last bench press, I was like. So if I hadn't had COVID, I think I could have done more than that on that day.
You can
Oh, that was
ask the next
the
question.
yeah. Because Bobby can't ask this question because I hit home too much. Did Bobby cry while holding his hand getting stitched up in South Africa?
He was a brave boy. So I'll say he was biting down on a stick.
Was I?
I was over this. No, he wasn't too bad.
That's that's
Oh,
that's that's a memory I will hold forever. I,
Yeah.
I I still feel the stitches in my head.
it's
Running
okay.
down
Kier White also hit the the same sign, Scottish lad.
two other people had it as well.
It was damn dangerous. So it was.
It was a black.
I don't think you can see anyone, can you, for that?
Thank you. Someone has said that it was not my fault.
Oh,
Josh came down thinking that I was drunk. I couldn't say anything.
oh, I don't know if you know the Barbells and BS podcast, but it was like the Scottish lads. Kier White, he's a referee and coach from Scotland, 93, and I was rewatching some of their old episodes around Commonwealth, and I was on my walk with my dog, and I was listening to this episode. They were talking about Commonwealth, and they were talking about a certain sign. I just like gears start turning in my head, and I think Bobby. I screen recorded it and sent it to Bobby. I'm like, this is the other guy that that hit the
Yeah,
sign.
he had it before he was competing and he came out with a bandage on his head.
Yeah.
But shout out to Chris from White Knights Media running up a hill and Chloe running down the hill for me.
Do you know what it is as well? Because that hill was pretty steep, so you're leaning forward to try and walk up the hill like that. So you put your head in front of your legs.
If you're ever
Oh.
bleeding out in front of Daniel Allen, don't. He told me to
Don't.
put plaster. He was trying to get plasters out of the bag, like this wee 2-inch plaster. My head was gushing out.
Top tier medic.
Paramedic. Yeah, I was told
Oh.
I had
Do
to
you know
go with
what? That actually, that reminds me, whenever you were saying earlier about a funny story about South Africa.
that. Yes.
You were saying about any funny at the international. On the way back from South Africa, because I had the car, we drove back. I don't know if you noticed, before you get to the airport, there's like a big band going round, and it says stop. But you can see right round the left hand side to see if any cars are coming. And I'm like pulling up slowly. There's no cars, so you just go on ahead, like a stop sign. You don't have to stop at a stop sign, but you just sort of continue on if there's no traffic. So I'm looking, I'm like, nah, there's no cars there. Go continue round. Next thing, police right in front of me, stop me. I'm thinking, fuck, they're gonna rob me of all my money.
Depends
So
what accent you get.
they pulled me over. I'm like, oh shit, I've lost all my money here, but I had no money on me. I figured they could take my bank card, but they gave me a fine and stuff like that. And the car wasn't in my name, so I didn't care. That's why I never went back to South African Worlds last year.
There's a warrant out for his arrest.
Yeah, just in case
And
you
what
get
did
to
the
the
warrant
airport.
come to?
Yeah, you get to the airport and like, no. You go to the prison or send back. I was like, nah, I'm not taking the risk.
Is that really why you didn't go to World's last?
Part of the reason, plus, I don't want to go back to South Africa. It's just, it's all right, but I don't want to do it again.
We had to experience once.
Yeah.
Okay, Bobby's health insurance is like 20 quid.
I still need to get health insurance. That reminds me, I need to buy
You get it. You need it.
You need it this time, yeah.
the most accident prone person in the world. What was it? I was saying like it's what was it, like 300,000 to transport you from Canada to UK if you get seriously injured or something like that. So yeah, I think I'll spend 20 or 30 quid on travel.
Yeah. Yeah, still have to get mine as well.
Shall we move on to hot takes if you have any? I think I asked you to.
Yeah. Hot takes.
Anything just off the top of your head.
I gotta give you what I think is most people don't need a coach. I think people, especially hiring online coaches, is the biggest scam ever. So I think once you have a bit of knowledge, I don't see the point of coaches getting coaches.
Mm.
You know what you have to lift.
Bobby's getting hit home here.
You can write a program yourself. You can find so much stuff online that you can put your numbers in yourself. All you're doing is giving them pitches. I always say to people, if you want to do powerlifting, is be train with somebody that will keep you right. What's that?
But that would be a person acting as a coach.
Yeah, but that would be somebody that's there with you. If you're doing 4 hours a day, no coach is going to train with you. Have like 3 or 4 clients and being with them for 4 hours a day. They're going to give you a program. You might send in stuff, but if you have a friend and goes, yes, those squats are deep, that bench is a pose, I honestly don't see the need in a coach. I've never had a coach in my life.
Mm.
So I was a fitness instructor at one point, so I have a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah.
What else do you need?
I think you're a very raw lifter. I think you're an anomaly in a lot of aspects.
I think if you have a friend or somebody you train with is better than having a coach.
Yeah. Also, look at the likes of like Alio McLeggan. Like he went through Sheffield in 2025 and hadn't had a coach before that. And he only started
And then
with
they,
Marcellus Williams, I think, for Worlds this year,
yes,
something like that.
and they won Worlds.
And he won Worlds as soon as he got a coach anyway.
Yeah.
But he still got the Sheffield level without a coach.
Exactly. Indeed, and who knows, he could have probably still won Worlds without a coach. But if you
Yeah.
have a good training partner, it's better than a coach and costs a lot less.
Well, it
You
costs
know,
a lot
I've had
all, really.
It's
like
attacking.
I've had people message me asking me, "Am I a coach? You know, will I do that?" I'm like, I'm not a coach. I will not. I think should I take the money off them? But nah, you know, you don't need a coach. Just train hard, lift a little bit heavier than last time, and then that's you're gonna get there eventually.
Powerlifting solved.
It's sold. Lift a little bit more than last time. Add a little bit of weight. Do one more rep. You know, that's
Yeah.
all. That's basics.
Fair enough.
Is
Is that
that,
your only
is,
hot
that
take?
hot, is that a bad hot take? Is it? Is that
No, I
all
wouldn't.
the
I wouldn't
powerlifters,
think.
all the coaches are gonna be like, ah.
It's a great hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think
Do you have any
the
more?
point of them is to be controversial.
Yeah,
the other
true.
one is people don't compete enough.
Makes sense coming from
That's
you.
you
How
know
many times would you say is enough in a year?
depends on your age. You know, I I'm competing 5 times this year. I say that's me slowing down now. It's 5 times a year.
Mm.
Yeah.
There was a time a few years ago I'd done 3 competitions in 4 weeks. I think I'd done a Northern Irish competition, an Irish competition, and a European competition. 3 competitions in 4 weeks. It was a few years ago. Now
Yes.
it would have been four. I think it was the one where I done. Was it the one I done at Reform? Was the last competition, and I couldn't get my deadlift. My last deadlift. If you've got open an eye, there was. But yeah, but I don't think people compete enough.
You don't think you could have done better if just did one competition and no?
I mean, what you do in training doesn't count. So it doesn't,
Oh, yeah.
the only the metric is whenever you look at open powerlifting and see that total. So you don't get a total in open powerlifting by training. So if you can keep improving that every single time, and you get better through competition, like that's my hot take. So it is like,
Yeah.
That's
it's
okay.
you know,
I'll be
Don't
competing
feel
3
insecure
times
in
this
your hot
year.
take. Wear it with pride.
that's all.
I'll be competing
Don't
3
don't.
times this year.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
I think 3 to
I
4 is a
I
nice
do
sweet
agree.
spot.
Yeah, you should do at least 4. You know,
I think if
I
you
will
take
say next year I'll compete more, and that was already a plan for me. I just ended up not competing very much this year. I kind of wanted to see how well I'd do in a 9-month prep. That's really
I'd say
what I wanted to do.
yeah, that's think about you could have had 3 competitions in that time.
Well, I had
Instead of
one,
those.
so I had one competition.
I'd say you could like bench only comps. You can show up and do a bench only comp any day of the
Yeah.
week, every day of the
Yeah.
week. I personally feel
Position to
like I
run
wouldn't
Sammys every week.
survive. I feel like I wouldn't survive deadlifting heavy every 2 months or 1 month or
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it does take a toll on you, but I think the only way you get better is competing.
Yeah.
You get that standard. And to most people, not I don't know, is a training block like 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. If you do your training block and then rather than test yourself in the gym, test yourself at a competition.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know,
Would you advise to go all out and as heavy as possible every competition?
yes,
Fair enough.
every competition.
Just full
It's the only
time.
way to get better. You have to at least your first one. So you got 3 reps in everyone. So your first one, make sure you get it in. Second one, close to what you done the last time, and then add a 2.5 kilos each competition. Your third, try and add 2.5. If you're not feeling it, just equal what you've done before,
Hmm.
and you'll not go wrong.
It's a perspective I haven't heard before.
Yeah, neither.
It's quite fun listening to it.
That's. I thought more people would actually do that.
Yeah. Maybe I
Um,
should compete more often.
Yeah.
I think you can. I think there's a definitely a middle ground of people like you that say compete more often and people that are competing one time a year. I think
I
you
think
should be
one
doing
time
like
is
three
quite
minimum.
weird. Yeah, 3 minimum.
Like I think Reese has like 2 comps under his belt, 2 or 3.
Here, don't worry. George Nickel has like 4 in 4 years or something like that.
Oh,
Uh,
no,
I-
but he got it. He broke his leg. To be
yeah,
fair,
He has an excuse.
yeah. How many does he
well,
have
you can
actually?
excuse a broken leg.
He has
Yeah.
5 comps between 2026 and 2023.
I think I'm a bit like Anto. Like I'm getting up there. I'm
You've only
11,
got a
12.
quarter of his comps. Leave him alone. You just not that level
You'll
yet.
get there.
I'm in it in a quarter of a time.
Yeah. I'm slowing down now, so I mean, I'm down.
You'll meet in the
So you'll get
middle
there.
eventually.
I think the goal is 100 comps for me. I would like to get to 100.
And you'll get there
Then
as an open lift as well, because you're still young. I think if I get to 100, I'll be a master 4 probably.
Yeah, we need to all compete till master. I remember seeing a man in South Africa and he was a masters 4 from uh competing for South Africa and he had all his competitions on his back and it was just bang bang bang. It's like open world or not open worlds but masters worlds, and he was
yeah,
like, yeah, I'm 84 or something, and he's still going and still lifting. It was really
class.
cool to see.
Yeah.
What
Shall
was
we
it?
move on to the Instagram questions? The fun part.
Yeah.
So the first one kicking off from Trevor. Why does he throw up in the warm up room?
Nerves.
Uh, then
That's
Mike
a Flanagan.
Gibson.
Because every competition's important. You want to try your best at every competition. If you
Yeah.
didn't have nerves before a competition,
You
should
did
really be.
it.
Then are you really doing it that right?
You
Yeah.
did it Matthew Flanagan. He be sick over the bin and not in the bin.
Oh, he'll do the WWE beside the bin and then 24 hours later throw up over it.
I was
Um,
chatting to him today. He was giving out flyers till his wrestling match next week. If you're free and in Banger on Sunday night, go see Matthew Flanagan throw some man over his head.
I
Is he
was
actually doing wrestling?
He's doing a wrestling match.
Where's that at?
Banger. I I have the flyer in my car. I will send it.
Send me. I might have to go watch it. I might have to take the little man to watch it.
uh, I was watching his reel from earlier and just in awe because of how like he was he posted his week 2 SBD and I was just like sat there like what the hell, because the start of it he was hanging from the top of a squat rack. Squats looked fine, and then on bench he literally
I was
rolls
there
off
for
the
that
bench.
session, you know.
Yeah, do you see this happening from across the room?
Yes. He's asking me if it was comp legal, and I said you may try it in comp and see.
You can try it at nationals.
He like gets out of the bench and he somersaults
Yeah.
backwards over the
Oh,
bar.
over
Back
the
over the
bar?
bar, yeah.
Oh, that'd be
Oh.
hilarious to see.
I'm gonna
Mike
run out and get this thing. You can.
Alright, go for it. Mike Gibson put tell us about your extensive warm up routine.
That's changed. So it used to be, for bench only, I would bench, maybe do 12 reps with 60 kilos, and then go to my opener, which would have been about 180 back in the day.
Sorry, I'm listening to. I'm staying for this.
So I'd say for the first 4 years of lifting, I used to just bench 60, 65 kilos, and then go straight and do my opener. So because I didn't want to get
What better
tired.
way to do it? No Joe method.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But I've changed.
I think he takes more.
Always
Now
gonna
I
hate
go up
this
to
one.
40 kilos. It's the same warm up. So now it's 60, 100, 140, 180, then straight to 200.
That's more sensible.
It is.
Much more sensible.
You have learnt. What about dead squats and deadlifts? What was the
It's the exact that was always the squats always go up in 40 kilos until me opener, and deadlifts go up in 50s to me opener.
fair enough.
So yeah, that's we just bench. I didn't want to get tired, or I used to think that I didn't want to get tired to get the big bench.
You need
But
like 2 minutes in the warm up room and you're fine.
yeah,
You just sat there during bench warm ups and just like existing while everybody else is doing their extensive like 6 warm ups. Like you wait
there's
until
just
like somebody's
late
on their
people.
last warm up and be like, "Can I join this rack?" Pump out 60 for 12 and then just hop straight into the line.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time, but
Quite efficient to be fair.
yeah, then you get to see people doing their biceps and the pecs and stuff like that. I was like, maybe I should do
Yeah.
this. But everyone's like, you're gonna tear something. You're gonna tear something.
Yeah. The next 3 questions are from Cameron Scott. Why do you support an awful football team and not a real one?
Oh, there's have you seen
He
my
told me about
background?
this. Yeah, he told me about this.
Yeah, the
So did
Arsenal
Josh.
flags. Oh, I do love me Arsenal.
Fair enough. I'm not in the football too much
That's-
to even
no,
judge, so that's just a Cameron thing. The
there's
next
been a
one's
couple of
sensible.
competitions. There's been a couple of competitions where Arsenal were playing, so I have to watch it in the warm up area. You'll see me. Like usually I'm talking,
Loyal
but whenever
fan.
Arsenal matches on, I'll watch it live.
Yeah, loyal fan.
Yep.
The next one's sensible. He asked, "What made you the powerlifter you are today?"
I think I would say I've always been good at lifting. I used to be, whenever I was a fitness instructor, I used to train with a big Fijian who
Mm.
worked in the gym, a big guy, Sorelli. Now, Sorelli was 20 stone. He was a monster, so he was. And he'd always say to me, Anthony, put on a bit of weight, you can come do the door with me. And whenever I was 17 as a student, 50 quid a night was big money 25 years ago. 25, sorry, what am I on about? 29 years ago.
You're
so,
close enough.
so I always had the thing of just get bigger, do your training, squat, bench, deadlift. And from that, I'd always go to the gym. So gym's always been like just eating your breakfast. I go in, spend an hour a day. It's something I'm always going to do, and I think it put me in a good foundation. That I never found the sport too early.
Mm.
That I might have changed my training to like 4 hours a day, like yourselves. But I think it put me on a good stead just to do my training, like eat my breakfast, and then get out.
Yeah.
I
And
found this. If
well,
you
have
get
you? Where does it say it
in,
is?
in the grand social banger
Oh no! I might have to go have a look
at the doors open at 3 p.m.
on Sunday.
Matthew Flanagan, I am advertising your
Have you, have, you,
event.
have you have you ever seen the Grand Social? The
No.
windows open up all the way through the front of it, so it's an upstairs and downstairs. So I just expect him to go flying through the window.
He'll be hanging from a balcony or
Yeah.
something, or like from
Yeah,
a
he was off.
light.
He was saying it. I'll show you my move or something on you, and I was like, nah, I'm okay.
Nah, I'm sweet. I'm 7 weeks out from Commonwealth. Leave me alone.
I'm
How
okay,
you
mate.
doing?
I'm
I'm
doing great,
accident
bro.
prone. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Cameron's last question was, when will you get your Spider-Man Crocs? And before you answer that, wearing them myself.
Well,
Same ones I
I
wore in
have
the
to look.
warm-up room.
I was looking to see if the wee man left the Spider-Man Crocs somewhere, but I
Because
can't see
that's
them.
the thing you said to me in the weigh-in room.
They're the same as my son's. He's
Oh,
7, but he's got big feet.
so when are you getting them?
Yeah.
Next comp, you'll see me walking them.
Sweet. Can we just make it
Yeah.
can we make it a Sammy's tradition to wear Spider-Man Crocs?
That's the new tradition.
Can we make
We
it
put a
What's
motion.
10 kilo on your bench?
Can we put in
Yeah,
a
can we-
motion to say that they're IPF approved and we can wear them?
I was actually being or somebody told me to wear them out on the platform and I was like, I am definitely gonna get turned around and look stupid.
Yes,
Yeah.
you will. Yes, you will get turned around.
You'll get the staff command.
I'd probably pull a Bobby British bench if I was wearing them.
What was that?
Feet slip.
Oh, did
I ended up with my feet in the air like
uh,
bad job.
Uh,
We don't talk about that. That didn't happen.
I'm
was something with
sure.
that.
I need to give the NIPF back its money because I robbed them for that performance.
I want a refund. Jack Gilchrist said when will he weigh over 104 kilos?
I weighed in at 104.4 kilos at the bench.
So that's his question answered.
Yeah, but I do like to come in a little bit lighter so you don't have to
Mm.
lift as much to get best lifter.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
like
what was
GL
it?
Max?
I was looking at your what was it, the Masters Worlds win and you won by like 2 kilo body weight or something. Against Elsie
Uh,
McLeggan.
I think I went 5 for 9 at the last one.
Was this when Daniel was
Oh,
handling?
I won by 2 kilos. What ones? You on about the last competition?
This was South Africa World Equipped Masters 2024.
Yeah, an open. Yeah, that was the one where I beat Alice McLean. That I just had
Yeah.
to lift 2.5 kilos. I was lighter than him, so I just had to equal him on my last deadlift.
Yeah, you matched total and you weighed in to 102.7, he weighed in 104.3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's the sort of weight I like to weigh in because you usually find 105s don't weigh in lighter. You know, they're usually 120s that are slowing down to 105s. So
Yeah. Yeah. And then Jack Snolly asked a couple questions. Thoughts on younger PTs advertising themselves as powerlifting coaches?
I hate it.
I won't
To
lie,
be honest,
I don't like it either.
yeah, there's so
Because there's so
many
much. Yeah.
and to be honest, half of the like whenever you see people having bad performances, it's usually with younger lifters,
Mm.
younger coaches. So it is that don't have the experience. You know, I think to be honest, I think if you're gonna specialize in powerlifting only and you're not a fitness instructor, you know, if the maybe 19 and they've been a fitness instructor since they were 16 and maybe took up powerlifting when they were 16. Yes, whenever you hit 19, you can be a powerlifting coach. But I hate the people that do 1 or 2 comps and then become coaches.
Mm.
I think
Uh,
it's important to caveat that there are good coaches out there that are quite young, and there are bad coaches out there that are quite
Yeah.
young. And
Not
a lot
saying
of the
that
time you
all.
see
oh, don't get me wrong, there's bad coaches that are in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
So you know, you see them, but I think it's more prevalent with younger coaches, you know, and they might have pot a medal of them winning a local competition. You know, I'm gonna take you to the glory land. You know,
a lot of yeah,
it's
I
like
think a lot of them just don't have the experience, and yeah,
yeah, you know, even I wouldn't ever advertise. You know, I would never offer my service. I mean, I've been a PT before. I've done probably more competitions than anyone, but I wouldn't say follow my advice. Yes, I'll help you if you're training with me, but I will never, especially look for money off somebody. If somebody said to me, Anthony, could you give me a training program? I'd give them one, but I
Yeah.
would never charge. And these youngsters are charging the
your
money.
DMs are going to
Yeah.
be full.
You know, they're trying to make a career out of it where they should maybe just go to university, get these courses, you know,
Yeah.
strength, whatever ones there are before they advertise.
Yeah. I was actually speaking to Trevor last night a bit about this, and I was saying to him, like, I wouldn't mind going into PTing or like powerlifting coaching eventually, but that will be years down the line. And like I'd want to get my qualification, get my experience on the gym floor, everything like that go the right way, and
That is
not
the
hop
way.
into it two comps in. Like I did a program for somebody leading into the March comp. I believe they did pretty well, but I didn't charge them or anything. I just did it for free, just for the sake of
That's what I'm
helping
saying.
somebody out.
Anyone can give that advice. You know,
Yeah.
back to my previous point is coaches. I don't think most people need coaches because
No.
you can write a course. You could write a course. You wouldn't call yourself a coach, but you can write a course for somebody for them to do well. You
Yeah.
know, it's
Well,
Yeah.
if someone's
if
given up their time and like they are spending hours and hours and hours and trying to make it into a career and they're going about it the right way, getting the qualifications, going through all the right courses, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Hmm.
I don't see anything wrong, with it, but again, remember, there's no money in powerlifting. So you're not winning a world championship to get. You're not winning. 99% of lifters aren't going to make any money from powerlifting. You
I'd
know,
argue
so
in
I don't see the point in paying your hard earned cash that you have to go out to work 40 hours a week and spend, I don't know how much they charge, 150 a month. You know, that's 150 quid you're paying for some advice that you could look on the internet, you could ask somebody.
I'd argue that in powerlifting, coaching is where the most money is at because I think they're the only ones that see the money. And like
Yeah.
I include myself in that I do get paid to coach people. Um I have I have all the qualifications. I am working to try and improve and gain more knowledge and make sure that I do it the proper way. And there's definitely people that do it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Um that give a lot of us a bad reputation. Like I finishing physio next year and then ideally hopefully going out and working with teams in powerlifting and gaining that experience and having that opportunity to go away with teams as a team physio. Um and then building a coaching brand and coaching business that I work hours a week on and whatever as a full time job and that would be the life.
But again, whenever you say you're going for physio for a powerlifting team,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of money in any federation that will pay for a physio. Because if you
No.
think British powerlifting, even British powerlifting are talking about having paid positions, and that's only just come up this year.
It
Whereas
was
it would be better,
yeah.
say, if you, physio is like a really good career to get into, but I would be looking higher than powerlifting, to make your money. Like physio for a football team or a rugby team is, if I was
I
to do it, that's where I'd be putting,
Yeah.
even strength coach, I would be looking to the top end of football, soccer, Olympics, powerlifting, it's all self funded mostly.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't. I wouldn't go into powerlifting as a physio for the money. I would purely do it because I love the sport and I enjoy the community and
Just
all
as a wee
that.
side
Because
thing.
I'm I'm not that stupid to think that
It's like
I'm gonna get paid
yeah.
to physio powerlifters. On a
It would be,
day.
You could in the future, obviously,
for the
but
experience rather than for the career as a physio in
Yes,
powerlifting. Oh,
yeah,
okay, yes, yeah, I get
just
you
for the
now.
love of the
yeah.
game, really.
Yeah, yeah,
Honestly,
that's honourable, and I'm sure the NIPF will take you as a physio.
uh, and I will love to have the experience.
We would love to have you.
But yes,
You'll
yeah.
you'll need to have a medic for him in case he bangs his head on a sign.
Yeah, you need a medic you need a physio for the physio.
Yeah.
That's how most physios get into it. They get injured, they rehab, and then they're like, "Oh, I could
I like
teach
this.
people how to rehab their
I'm used to the
injuries."
treatment table.
But that's why I
Yeah,
was gonna do physio until I just fully couldn't do biology at A level, so I just gave up.
Oh,
I did it for
Okay.
science. You see,
and then do what?
Yeah,
Become a
I just
PT? At,
Omniplex worker.
or, but is that the goal? Is to do your PT, then become a
yeah.
Yeah. I say,
Maybe not
I always say
physio,
do
but
that. We don't go. People that go powerlifting coach before they've done
gym
any
floor.
sort of course, strength course, university, even a standard PT. There's been PT, and maybe I don't know what PT. Now I know, for example, getting into pure gym, you just have to do a 10-week course now. But back in the day, whenever you wanted to be a PT, you had to do work in one and then do your NAAC or your YMCA before, and it was. But you do get more knowledge, and you know what works, and then you incorporate that with the powerlifting as well, which I can
Yeah.
see work.
It's abysmal the standards of level 2 and level 3. I know that I've done my course, I've done my level 2, I've done my level 3. I just need to send it away, and it's just a pain in the ass, but it's just stupid questions that really any person that has spent 2 weeks in the gym knows, and you can revise for it and stuff, and
Yeah.
you do it online. And I know that I've heard a lot of horror stories from people that have done PT courses of people that are like, yeah, I got into the gym like 3 weeks ago and I just thought it would be a pretty cool career and all that. And like, there are people out there that are really not knowledgeable on the thing, and I think the most knowledgeable people are the people that live and breathe it and are actually
100%.
gym bros and do the sport and gain the experience, because
Yeah.
you really have to have the initiative to go out and do the training yourself, because the standards aren't good enough.
Yeah.
The next question is another one from Jack Snoddy. When will you make a third attempt look difficult?
All my thirds look difficult. Maybe not benched, but the deadlifts are always difficult.
Uh, and
Early in
then
45 competitions, you've had a difficult attempt.
they're all been RPE sevens. Then Lauren Elder put in to ask you if you're a spinner. I don't know what that means. Can you explain?
No, I'm too big.
Oh,
That's it.
uh, and then this is a repeat of what Josh put in for me. But it was from Asylum's powerlifting page. When are you getting back in the bench shirt?
Never.
I
I,
tell you,
I,
it
would- I
is
would
a
give
equipped cult.
quite hurts, so it does. That's the other thing is, do you know the way people get slapped in the back or get slapped?
Oh,
That never worked. Even I played football until I was 35, and the whole slapping and stuff never done enough of it. It puts me off. It puts me in a bad
true.
mood.
Yeah.
That's why it was quite nice and happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for me.
I think all powerlifters are just failed athletes.
Yeah,
Failed recreational athletes. Footballers and rugby players.
Couldn't get the Ulster rugby, so just went to powerlifting instead.
exactly.
Didn't get the Ulster rugby, so I claimed a record in a federation with 200 people.
I'm winning my weight class of just me, getting a gold medal and against nobody. But yeah,
So
no,
many gold medals done about.
yeah, so many, and I still haven't got one. Uh, then the last two are from Ryan Phillips Martin. The first one was, why did you almost throw up at Sammy's bench? You did throw up,
That's
did you not?
before. I didn't. I dry heaved.
Oh,
I swallowed
right.
it. I think it did get some and then swallowed it back in there. And let it
I,
go
I, I,
out.
I feel that. Oh,
You taste it for hours as well.
yeah, and then it like starts coming for your breath.
Yeah.
And then the last question from him was, do you see yourself returning to Irish PF anytime?
No. No. I had to, whenever I left the Irish PF, I had to make a choice. Either I could continue with the Irish and lift open category, because I still got invites whenever I left to lift in the open and the master. But I loved the NIPF, so I gave up because I'm never going to make the British Open team.
Mm,
Maybe a Western European team,
yeah.
but I'll probably not make the Open team anymore.
Not with
Uh,
Anthony Messiah and who is it? Dylan Sanchez.
yeah,
No.
well, we'll
Yeah.
say he's got a little bit of a better deadlift than me, but but
He'll catch up somewhere.
So
yeah, that's
would you say making British is a bigger achievement than making Irish team?
no,
Yeah.
no. It's harder to make the Open team. Now it was always a privilege. And I don't know that between the Masters team, they've both got very good Masters teams as well. They both win medals as both lifters. It wasn't really a choice of the Masters. It's just that if I lifted the Ash, I could never help out to be part of the NIPF. It was more the NIPF that I liked being a referee. I was on the committee. I was the CEO at the time, and I like being able to lift at home nations and stuff like that. So it was just more of a choice between that. For international lifting and international lifting, you're competing against everybody else, but it was more the love of the NIPF rather than British or Irish. So
Yeah.
unless things changed and I have no, if things changed and I could lift for Irish, I'd lift for Irish as well, but I'm happy with British.
Fair enough.
So it's an international, it's not really
Like
anything else.
I think
It's well,
the direct correlation between how many members there are and how hard it is to qualify for the team. Obviously, I think the only standout from that is Trinidad and Tobago. You don't want to be a 120 in Trinidad and Tobago.
no, he's a beast, doesn't he?
Oh,
Uh,
Is he lifting at Commonwealths?
it's Trinidad and Tobago's at, I think
Someone
Joseph.
read somewhere one of them big
I think
guys is
this is
Joseph
where
lifting.
is.
good left gets pulled out.
Um, oh, it's so cool.
Commonwealth,
I don't know what they feed the 120s over there.
Kaufman's. Yes.
He is lifting.
It is
Is
a
he open
Commonwealth
or
nation.
junior? Open or junior?
Who? Rhonda?
Oh, is Rondell doing
No,
it?
no,
No, wait, who
Rondell's
are
not
we
doing
talking?
it.
Are we talking about Joseph
Who-
McDonald?
Joseph McDonald.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Yes, he is doing it. Nominated first,
Junior or
obviously.
open?
Junior.
Trevor's against him then. Is he?
No, he's
Junior.
doing junior.
Oh, he's in
God,
junior.
God save this 120 juniors.
Yeah. Oh, plus,
You just see
I'd say
them
the
all pull out.
Commonwealths. If you lift at Friars, you can't lift at Commonwealths. And this is the first year I've ever been able to lift at Commonwealths, and it's a goal of mine to
I think
complete.
Megan Scanlon was at it 2 years. I didn't know who she was, but like looking back, I looked back at the lifter
What?
placements and
Commonwealths?
think, yeah,
Oh,
not Megan Scanlon, Meg, the other New Zealand Meg,
It's Lee Smith.
Megan Lee Smith.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I think she's going
yeah,
to Commonwealths again this year.
sure, even the 84 you woman
Brittany Slater.
Yeah.
Tonga.
Carlina Tongateo.
Oh yeah,
Tongatea.
She got
Tongatea.
her invites for Sheffield from competing at
Yeah.
Commonwealths. Yeah.
Wild card.
She broke the world record and then got the invite. She broke the world record at Commonwealths and got the invite to Sheffield.
I think
Yeah.
Journs is a former Commonwealth champion as well. So like there
Actually,
are
Megan
big.
Lee isn't lifting at Commonwealths. That's what.
There's some really good lifters at Commonwealth. Like you'll see
Yes.
some very familiar faces probably from Instagram.
Yeah. It'd be a good one to go and compete at. I say I'd never compete at South Africa. I couldn't compete at the Commonwealths, even though I was lifting. But I'll be looking forward to lifting this one
What
There's a
day are
lot
you
of
on?
there's
No,
Thursday.
Thursday the following one.
Yeah.
I know the bench only starts on Thursday, and then I'm lifting on Friday the day after.
Oh yeah. When do you go back? When do you leave?
We are nowhere going and traveling about the place and staying for like 10 days. So we're sticking it for a competition for like 5 days and then going and doing our own thing, sort of. I've rented a car. I'd need traveling. I'd need
Just
definitely
looking
need
through
traveling.
most of the nominations, and most like quite a lot of the weight classes, Trinidad and Tobago sits pretty high.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
So,
like I think the lowest are like a second choice of like eighth place.
and are they only open or have they got master lifters?
I was looking for the women's open, and most of them are quite high.
Is Rondell's wife doing it? What's
Yeah,
her name?
she's nominated first. Kezia Hunt.
Rondell will be there.
Oh, well, I'll be there, eh?
I'm definitely seeing it. I'm definitely waking up and seeing a picture of you and Rondell.
Start fanboying now.
Start commenting on his posts.
Yo, you know the way we know each other, and we're great mates.
Yo, we're
Yeah,
featured on the
good
same
class.
nomination page.
Yeah. What is
Uh,
there? 1,000 something lifters going.
Is that
that was wild.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can see.
And then it's in Scotland in 2 years.
yep?
So we'll be setting a good big
Is
team
that
there.
confirmed? Yeah.
I think they put a bid in for it, so they'll
I
probably
heard about that.
announce it at the
Some cheap travel.
banquets, I think.
How
Yeah.
does that work? Putting
What's
bids
that?
in for competing, well, hosting the competition.
Well, I'm not sure how it works for Commonwealths, but I'm guessing you can just put a bid in. You'd have to, because we're a home nation, we'll probably have to get permission from British to put
Yeah.
a bid in. If they're happy with it, then it will go to probably Richard Parker, I think, is in charge of the Commonwealths. You just let them know where the competition's going to be held, what venue,
If it's
what there is
suitable.
about it, and then they make the decision. Now, for international, it's a bit different. You have to,
Yeah.
put a bid in, and it's probably a few countries and what you can give them, but I'm sure the Commonwealths wouldn't be like that.
You
But
have to have
I'm not sure.
hotels and stuff that
Yeah.
are sorted, but it would be really cool to have it in Scotland because we'd be
It would
able
be
to put
very
a
cheap.
big team over, and it would be cheap, and
Maybe
they
no GoFundmes.
they're com-
See if
I'm
I
sure
see
there'll be a
any
few people,
GoFundmes
but
for
then,
Scotland Commonwealths. Somebody's getting shot.
yeah, no.
I'm
But
gonna see
I think
one
I think they're
GoFundMe.
talking about having it in the same location Home Nations was at.
Yeah, I
I
think I heard
think
about that.
they put on a really
Yeah.
good competition from what I see live stream wise.
Yeah, I say competitions. I always there's two type of competitions you can do. You can do one in a sports hall or one in a hotel.
Mm.
And for it being in a sports hall, it was very good. It's one of the better ones I've been at. Was I quite like hotels. See competitions at hotels, they rock. So if you ever go to an international and it's in a big venue in a hotel, they'll usually sometimes have it in the lobby and stuff like that.
I heard people say people are saying gyms are not built for competitions, and competitions in gyms aren't. It's not the best place to have them. And after nationals, I sort of see the reason why you just don't have the space that you do
Yeah.
compared to our nationals.
It's everything can't be perfect. Some people don't like having it in hotels. People think the atmosphere is different in a hotel. Some people think a sports hall is just more open, so there's nothing special. I mean, do you remember we held the competition in the theatre in Lawn?
Was that the
Don't I?
leisure centre? I wasn't there
Yeah, it
for
was
it.
in that. You're not there.
No.
I even love that
Years
one.
ago.
Sort
All
of,
I know was
but
that the leisure centre had one competition a few years ago. Was it not like a
yeah,
Christmas one?
I think it was.
Oh yeah,
But it was in the theatre bit of the
Yeah.
leisure centre. And
Yeah.
it was
I
really good.
yeah, I
I think
seen
it was the
videos of it.
sports hall just. I just can't
Yeah.
remember.
No, it wasn't it's like a theatre. They had the theatre seats and
Yeah,
had the
I mustn't have
stage
been
and
in that
stuff
part of
like
the leisure
that.
centre.
Seen
Another era
Scotland
with
do their
sort of thing.
Scotland did their nationals at a theatre there,
Yeah.
and
Aye,
it
they're
looked
classics.
really good.
It is. It looked nice. It looked very similar to the one in Lons, what it did.
Yeah, they have a bigger powerlifting base and more members, and then they have more money and can put on these big competitions.
Yeah.
Need these gym competitions sometimes. Save a bit of money.
Yeah.
Dude, else
Well,
everyone be paying everything.
well,
say
that's
that
all we
with you.
have for you today. I
Oh.
don't have anything else left on the document. We've
No,
kind of ran
pause
through all
us.
of it.
And then
What?
I need a 2-hour podcast.
1 hour 50. We didn't do too bad.
Okay.
I stopped walking
But,
about an hour and a half in. I can go have
but
Chinese now.
That's what I'm doing. I'm like, what can I eat?
don't tell Michael. But yeah, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it, and I sat and learnt a lot as I normally do in this competition. Or no, not in this
Like
competition. In this
you'll
episode,
use none of it though. You'll use none of it.
I'll probably like mention it in a conversation.
You'll use the 60
Eventually.
kilo for 12 warm up.
Yeah, I'll use that tomorrow on my close grip bench. Whenever my bench is probably gonna be only like 85.
And you're gonna fire your coach. You don't need it. You don't need it.
Save the money for yourself.
I'll fire my coach and blame it on Bobby. That's what I'll do.
Don't do that.
Say no coach, no protein, no supplements.
No protein?
That's the difference. No protein.
Or you
not
talking
eat
about protein powder?
How much protein do you hit a day?
Not a lot. The same as
How
the
much?
kids.
How
Same
much
as the
is not a
kids.
lot? You
So
don't
I
track
eat,
your
I eat the
calories.
same thing every day. So for breakfast, it's either scrambled egg and toast or bacon and toast.
Okay.
Lunch, it's a sandwich and a sausage roll. And then for dinner, Monday sausages, Tuesdays spaghetti bolognese, Wednesdays chicken nuggets, Thursdays is what do we get for dinner on Thursdays? Can't even remember. Fridays is McDonald's, Saturdays takeaway, Sundays chicken roast. But that's the same food I eat every day. So it is.
Please do not try and replicate
Do not
this
take
at your
protein
McDonald's.
powder. Like
We,
the
we
protein
should
I
have
get
left
for the
this until after
competitions.
the recording stopped. Somebody is gonna have a
you-
problem with that.
Have you
Honestly,
stopped recording?
I haven't took protein powder since I was about continuously since I was about 30, 15 years ago. I haven't took protein. I used it to bulk up to get bigger, but I haven't took it since. I don't take any supplements, don't take pre-workouts in case there's anything in it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
See, I stick to if I'm taking pre-workout, it's my protein because I know it's WADA approved.
They're batch tested. It's not WADA approved.
But it's no, I just and then having to clean the cup out and stuff like that, it's stinking. we should
Uh,
Right, well, thank you very much for having me on the podcast and say keep up the good work. So
No
he's doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just show up.
Yeah, he just shows up, tries to show up on time, but yeah,
Mastermind behind it, Johnny.
Thank you everybody for listening, and have a good night, or day, or afternoon.